Hey darlings, today I'm going to talk more about body image. So the other day a friend came over and they were talking about muscles and stuff like that with my love, and both of them have low body fat. And my love has been working out really hard and trying to eat more and put on muscle, and so he like pulled off his shirt and he's like, yeah, look at these guns. He's silly and very proud of putting on some muscle. And then my friend was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, look at those. Like, yeah, like this is all I've got. And it was actually very impressive. And I was just like, damn, like, look at you go. You know, look at that bicep popping. And then I'm just kind of like watching them interact. And they're talking about how it's hard to eat enough food and gain weight. And I'm just like, because most of my life has been attempting to lose weight. You know, and I like if I make a bicep, like you can see there's something moving, but there's some flub in the way. It's not like nice and defined. It's not just like bam, bicep popping. Like with people that might have lower body fat percentages. And so I was just feeling really weird about it, and I had been feeling kind of odd because my love is working out so hard. He's doing a program called Lift 4, which is through Beachbody, and a lot of times he's like yelling and grunting and making a lot of noise and really pushing and sweating. And I've done Lift 4 before too. I did it for about a year. Before I was just like, I am too tired. Like, I have a lot of stuff to do. I am very busy. I want to do a bunch of other things. I don't know how to fit everything in. And so I decided to stick with mostly yoga, and I actually still do a little bit of weight training, but it's not as much. So like I'm watching him and I'm just like, oh, should I be doing that? Should I be like grunting and groaning and pushing and straining? Because I've done it before, and I just was like, it's a little much sometimes. A little much sometimes when you're busy and you're on your feet and you have a lot to do. And I would just feel really, really drained. And sometimes I'd need to like take a nap. And so I eventually decided I'm just gonna not do that anymore. And sometimes I think about food because I eat rather healthfully. But I can be like really overly perfectionistic. Is that a word? I don't even know. About things. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm good, but I'm not perfect. And I don't even know what perfect looks like. Like, there is no perfect way of eating. Every single food advocate for whatever, like of a way of eating, they're going to argue that their way is the way. So vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, paleo people, you know, primal, keto, carnivore, any other whatever that I have missed, like they're going to be like, this is the way. Mandalorians. And I think it really depends on your body. And so, but yeah, so here I am just like, should I be doing more? Should I be doing better? So keep in mind, me saying that, like what I eat is like celery juice, meat, vegetables, berries, and then like almond butter, coconut, maybe some flax seeds, chia seeds, like Whole30 approved dressings. I eat fairly healthily, like it's pretty good. And so for me to just be like, oh, I need to be doing better, I need to be eating healthier, I'm just like, I already eat pretty darn healthfully. And I'm like, I need to be doing more. Every day I do yoga. Every morning I do my yoga, and then every evening I do foam rolling and more yoga stretching. I hang upside down on my thing. It's over there. It's not a sex swing. It's a yoga swing. Hang upside down on it. And then twice a week I do like a bunch of kettlebells and some ab stuff, and then once a week I just do like a kind of general full body like weightlifting dumbbell stuff. And so I'm kind of working out, I'm sore, twice a day, and then I move a lot for work. So I'm usually getting in like 20,000 steps, but I even think my step counter watch thing is like not the best. Like I will be moving and it will yell at me to move. And I'm like, I am. You're bad at your job. So I move a lot. um, and I've done this routine for a long time. It feels really great for my body. Like all the stretching and foam rolling and all that helps counteract like just being on the move frequently. All the yoga is great, and then it can strengthen you. I've definitely gotten stronger doing yoga. So I'm like, I do a lot. I move, I stretch, I weight train. So I'm like, that should be good enough. But there's still that part of me that's like, unless you're puking every day because you're working out so hard, it's not enough. And then I have to be like, I'm doing what helps me do what I want to do. And that's write and record and just enjoy life. So I should probably slow my roll. Same thing about eating. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I should really be fasting every day, like intermittent fasting or fasting every week or whatever. I have tried intermittent fasting for several months, and people are like, oh, it's easy, like especially if you're keto. I was keto for a year, and it never got easy. Like I don't know why. My body doesn't like it. I did try quite hard. I eventually got suicidal. Like during that time of the month. Like so depressed that I was just like, seems like trying to die is a good idea. And then I was like, maybe I should eat some carbs. I don't know. It might not be a bad idea. And then I get like heart palpitations. So I was like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna be keto. I might eat some sweet potatoes once in a while, some carrots. So I don't do that. Where am I going with this? Food. Yeah, fasting. Never got easier. I don't know. People are like, oh, it's great. It's amazing. I love it. It feels good. I'm just like, I feel like I'm going to vomit when I fast. So I don't really do that per se. Because there was a time I signed up for one of those like diet bet things where you bet like you pay in money and you're like, I'm gonna lose this amount of weight by this date, and then if you do, then they give you that money back plus more, and if you don't, they just keep your money. And so I'm like, great incentive. And so I set it for like that I would lose about 5 pounds a month, and it was like a 6-month thing. And I very much slacked and did not do what I should have. Like I ate too much. Did not lose a whole lot of weight, and then time was kind of getting closer and closer, and I did all the things you're not supposed to do. And I'm only talking about this because I didn't win. Because they're like, hey, don't do any crazy diets, don't do anything insane, don't do anything intense, like be healthy. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna fast until I lose the weight. So I fasted for 7 days, and it was bad. Like I would go to stand up, and the world would kind of go away for a while. Like I couldn't, like my vision was going, and I'd be like, I'm gonna pass out. And I had a meal, and then I did it for 2 more days, so it was like almost a 9-day fast. And then at that point, my love was just like begging me to eat. He's like, you are worrying me. Please eat food. Let's not care about the money. It's fine if you don't get your goal. And while I was doing that, I kind of made this vow to myself. I was like, once I'm done with this, like, I am just going to eat in a way that feels good for my body. Like, I do not care what my body looks like. I'm just going to eat so that I don't pass out. And so I feel good in my body. And sometimes I forget that. Because I did actually get almost to my goal weight, but I was like, I'm gonna die if I keep trying to do this. And so I lost the money. Do not do that. Like if you can fast comfortably or semi-comfortably, like whatever, but if you're like almost passing out, maybe not. Maybe don't do that. Um, so that's the thing I try to remember is that my whole goal is to eat in a way that makes my body feel great. So not my taste buds. I mean, I do eat things I like, but like, not chocolate cake and whatever, but like my body. Because have you ever eaten something and you're just like, oh, that was so good. Like you feel alive, you feel great. This is how I learned I need to eat a salad every day. I'm not like the giantest fan of salads, but I need to. Like my body's just like, yep, this is what I like. So I'm like, fine, you get a salad every day, whatever, it's fine. But yeah, I'm like I eat in a way that feels good, and so I sometimes feel like I need to be doing some strict thing, like I need to be following the keto diet or the paleo diet or whatever. Um, I'm like, no, let's just do the Kira diet, whatever works for me. Same thing with exercise. Sometimes I'm like, I should be running, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should be rah. And I was like, nah. Now what I'm doing is really like makes me feel good. It helps me be more relaxed. It helps me be stretchy. I can like place my palms flat on the floor when I'm doing like a forward fold, like getting a little bit more flexible and all that jazz. My hips are tight. Besides the point. But I feel good in my body. I feel strong. I feel aligned. I feel good. So all of that, everything I'm doing feels really good. And so I was like, I just need to focus on that. And however my body is how it is. And my love and my friend, I think they just have different body types. And I don't mean to do that as like an excuse, to be like, I'm big boned. But there's the whole ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph. I don't remember which one's which. I think they're ectomorphs. I want to say I'm a mesomorph, but maybe like kind of close to an endomorph, whatever that is. But there are people who are more easily stay lean, and I'm a person that I think more easily like can put on muscle and fat. Um, but yeah, so I was like, I had to remind myself that of like, yeah, I could if I wanted to, I could get lean, like my friend, but that would be very unpleasant, and I wouldn't enjoy life. And I'm not like I'm healthy. According to my BMI, I'm overweight, but if I'm measuring my like waist to hip ratio, apparently that's supposed to be a good way to do it. A-okay, spot on, 10 out of 10. Um, this is very rambly. The point I'm making is if you are doing a lot of good things for your body, if you're eating in a way that makes your body feel great, if you're not like constantly stuffed or really uncomfortably full, or just eating when you're like not hungry, but you're just eating what your body needs, feels great, and you're moving in a way that makes your body feel great, however it turns out is good, and you should appreciate it. And that can be hard for me because like I said, like I want to compare, I want to look at what they're doing and be like, oh, they're lean, and I'm like, I'd love to be that. um, Not have the like arm jiggle and the double chin thing going on, and all of that. But I take really, really good care of my body. And so I just want to appreciate it and love it as it is instead of trying to shove it into a shape that it might not want to be. So if you're not a shape you want to be, first of all, I say make sure you feel good in your body. Like, are you feeding it the things that it wants? Are you drinking enough water? Are you moving in a way that it likes? Do those things because you deserve it. It's going to impact your life in so many great ways. So once you're doing those things, just let your body be as it is and appreciate it. It is your vessel. It is awesome and good and all that stuff. Okay, this is very long. I'm going to leave now. Thank you for listening to my rambles. Okay.